Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can everybody hear me okay? Great, great. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you for joining us today on this 247th anniversary of our nation's birth. Let's clap for America. As President Reagan said on July 4th, 1982, quote, "Years ago, one of history's greatest adventures began when a small band of patriots in Philadelphia resolved to stake their all, their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor for freedom and independence. On that distant day, America was born. Our country has been an inspiration for free men and women around the world ever since." So if you would, please stand for our national anthem, which will be sung by one of today's program participants, Alexis De Silva.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, thank you. Please be seated. So before we go any further into our program, I would like to invite members of Sally Ride's family and any of her close friends here today to please stand so that we may recognize you. So please stand, everybody. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum is a place that seeks to lead. This was the first presidential library to add a hologram, the first to add an Air Force One aircraft, and the first to build a 10,000 square foot building to house world-class special exhibitions to help engage, entertain, and educate our community. But today, we honor a different kind of first, one that is truly historic in nature. In a space agency filled with trailblazers, Sally Ride was a pioneer of a different sort. This California native broke the gender barrier on June 18, 1983, when she became the first American woman in space while rocketing on Challenger's STS-7 mission with 4 male crewmates. Just 17 days earlier, on June 1st, President Reagan had lunch with Sally Ride and her crewmates. Following that lunch, President Reagan spoke to reporters about this mission, saying, quote, "This mission is a mission of firsts. It's the first space flight of an American woman, Dr. Sally Ride, the first shuttle landing at Kennedy Space Center, the first launch of a 5-member crew. And I know, come June 18th, about 7:32 a.m., you're also going to be the first in the hearts of your countrymen. A little bit of every American will be there with you, and needless to say, you carry our pride and our prayers as you head into space." Ronald Reagan was a strong advocate for space exploration his entire presidency, recognizing its importance not just for scientific discovery and technological advancement, but also for global leadership and national pride. President Reagan believed that America had a unique responsibility to explore the frontiers of space, and that doing so would inspire future generations and advance the cause of human progress. President Reagan's commitment to the space program reflected his broader vision for America as a leader in science, technology, and innovation, a vision that continues to shape our national identity and guide our aspirations for the future. It is for these reasons and more that we are so honored to be unveiling this statue of Sally Ride on our campus today. I would now like to introduce our first speaker. He is a key driving force behind our unveiling this statue today. It was July of last year when he reached out. He helped to put a statue of Sally Ride in New York in 2022, and he wanted to help put another statue of her in California, her home state, and thought that the Reagan Library would be a great place for that statue. We agreed. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Stephen Barber.
Okay, before we get started, here we go. Thank you, guys. What a great day. So good afternoon, everybody at the Reagan Library. It's just great to have you here. It's a tremendous day to be in California. It's an amazing day to be in America on the July 4th, on America's birthday. Happy Independence Day. My name's Stephen C. Barber. I'm a project leader for the Sally Ride Monument here at the Reagan Library. I was also very fortunate to be able to commission the Apollo 11 monument at the Kennedy Space Center, along with the Apollo 13 monument at the Houston Space Flight Center. It is my honor, I mean really, truly an honor, to be standing on these hallowed grounds of one of the greatest American presidents in history, Ronald Wilson Reagan. I was actually able to meet President Reagan when I was 15 years old, 1975. He was running with a running mate named Dick Schweikert. He was one of the first major, Americans I ever met. I shook his hand, and that was a pretty surreal. Here it is 45 years later, and he's resting right around the corner from us. The reason we're all here today is because of another great American who left the planet while Ronald Reagan watched her take off in 1983 for this historic mission of the first American woman in space. And of course, we're all talking about the great astronaut and moreover physicist, Sally K. Ride, a California native who grew up right around the corner, and she's home forever. The world lost Sally to pancreatic cancer 12 years ago, but we did not lose her spirit. In fact, her spirit grows daily exponentially. Before I talk a little bit about Sally, I want to thank a few folks that are either here today or in spirit. And without them, none of us would be here today acknowledging this amazing American and the unveiling of this incredible monument. The first person I want to speak is Damon Elliott. Damon, can you stand? Where are you, sir? There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, legendary music producer Damon Elliott. It was his belief in this project. I mean, he is the man. He made this happen. And I couldn't be happier that he and I have become very good friends through this process. And thank you for this belief in this project. It means a lot. I, of course, want to acknowledge the Ride family right here in front of me. I've gotten to be, I don't know if we're friends, but they kind of get me, okay? Friends, we're getting there. No, we're all good friends here. And I want to also Sally's sister, Bear is with us, along with, we've got two Whitneys, right? We have a Whit and Whitney, did I get that right? And of course, Kate. So I'm so glad to have you here. And Susan, Bear, I got it right, Susan. You knew I was going to do it, right? So I want to acknowledge you guys. And of course, the matriarch of the family, Joyce Ride. Joyce Ride is 99 years old, but she acts 98. She is amazing. She is just unbelievable. So glad to have you here. I also want to do a quick acknowledgement of Eric Early. Eric, can you stand where you at? Eric is running for the great state of California for the senator. We want him to be the next senator taking Feinstein's place. Eric, you're a great American. We're so glad to have you here, and we're all going to help you fill that seat. That's a seat that needs you in it, sir. Thank you. Also, a quick hello to John and Carrie Fawcett. John and Carrie Fawcett, now if you guys ever need gas, they own the Sinclair gas station in Brentwood. John believed in me. He put a monument up for 2 months. That's how we got to be good friends. He did it pro bono. He also wrote a nice check. He's one of the donations. A round of applause for John and Carrie Fawcett. Just great Americans. We've also had some great donations from Gloria Steinem, the activist, Gretchen Carlson from Fox News, Sherry Lansing, the first female studio head in history, and the former great First Lady of California, Maria Shriver. None who are here, but they're all here in spirit. Thank you very much, ladies. It's like, once again, it takes an entire village. Another reason we're here, and one of the main reasons is Dr. Izzy Silva, who's standing here right here. This is one of the best, greatest, most patriotic Americans I've ever met. He's probably America's top orthopedic surgeons out of Newport Beach, and he is the driving force behind this. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Dr. Izzy Silva. Thank you. And you've already heard his daughter, so you'll be hearing her again. As a young woman, we're all going to be hearing much more from Alexis. You already heard her national anthem. She just went through the mill, folks. She was just on the operating table for 5, 6, 7 hours. There was a chance that she might have adrenal cortical carcinoma, but she did not. It was benign, but she still was on that table. She was under. She came through it. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here. I also need to thank the Lundin sculptors, George and Mark, along with master sculptor Joey Boehner out of Loveland, Colorado. They are, in my humble opinion, I'm one of their biggest fans. I am their voice. They could not be here today because they're actually delivering monuments to another location. But they are America's greatest sculptors, bar none. I mean, they're just what these folks have produced throughout the years is mind-boggling. So I'm very, very happy to be working with the Lundin sculptors. And last but not least, everybody give it up for David, who's new here, but the Reagan Library believed in me. They believed in Sally. They believed in this project. Melissa Giller, who put up with me, and I know that I am an acquired taste, Melissa, so I was doing the best I could, but the results are magnificent. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Round of applause for the Reagan Library, please. Also, we do have a painting. Unfortunately, Diana Bitar was one of the greatest artists in Southern California. She's here, but she's in line coming up the hill. But we've got a portrait that she wants to give to you, Joyce, that she did pro bono, and we'll give it to you after the ceremony, and everybody can get pictures with that. So that's pretty unique. She also did a painting for the Sally Ride School, once again pro bono. Just a lot of people just gave their time, their money, their effort because they cared about Sally Ride. Just a little bit about Sally. Sally's groundbreaking achievements as the first American woman in space, and her contribution to science and technology, especially in the field of physics and astrophysics, is absolutely unparalleled. Sally had an amazing record for advocacy and STEM research, inspiring future generations to explore with scientists. She's a 2-time shuttle astronaut, and she was one of the lead investigators on the Challenger accident that President Reagan actually put her on that committee, and she was an integral part of discovering the faulty nature of the O-rings that disintegrated below 31 degrees. Sally wasn't just an astronaut. She was a brilliant scientist and physicist, and she has become a worldwide national icon. She has become a national treasure. Sally Ride. You know, Sally is a U.S. postage stamp. Sally is a U.S. quarter. Sally is a Northrop Grumman spaceship. Sally is a Scripps research vessel. She's part of the 101 freeway right down the way. You probably saw her. 2 schools have been named after her. We were just able to name the bridge going over to NASA after her. Sally rides not just one monument, but she's 2 monuments, and her legend is growing exponentially every single day. I'm on an extraordinary path to shine the light on American exceptionalism at the highest level, and I couldn't be more honored. I'm almost done. Okay. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. The one thing that I've learned in this journey is that once you taste purpose, the taste of simply existing is completely unsatisfying, and I've tasted purpose at the highest level, building these monuments and bringing them to the world. Over 4 million people a year are seeing the Lundin monuments, and I couldn't be happier. I'm going to leave you with a quote from President Reagan, which is one that works for me because, yes, I was the visionary. I came up with the idea, but there were hundreds of people after me that are not being, the light is not being on them, you know, the grinders and the shiners and the polishers and the guys that molded the clay. President Reagan said, "There is no limit to what a man can do or where he can go if he does not mind who gets the credit." That is one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Ride, Sally, ride.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. Our next speaker is an American musician, an Academy Award-nominated record producer, singer, songwriter, and composer. He is also the founder and CEO of the Damon Elliott Music Group, as well as the founder and president of both Confidential Records and Kind Music Group. As an added fun fact, He is also the son of Dionne Warwick. So, ladies and gentlemen, to talk about the song he wrote that you're about to hear, please welcome Mr. Damon Elliott.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Oh, come on, you can do better than that. How's everybody doing? Great. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's an honor to be here. Where you going, man? Uh-oh. He's already started partying for 4th of July, y'all. Seriously, it's an honor to be here. My mom was a dear friend of President Reagan. She was appointed ambassador of health back in the 80s and came up with yeah, you can give her a round of applause. There you go, Mom. Mom, I pointed up. She's on the East Coast, that way. It's really nice to be here. When Stephen called me about 8 million times, and if you guys know Stephen, you'll know, you know what I'm talking about, right, David? You just met him. You already know. And he said, I've got this idea. And I said, okay, let's execute and make it happen. And he said, well, we need to raise money and we need to get a statue put up. And I said, well, let's execute and make it happen. I called my friend, my new friend, my buddy, Dr. Silva, and Stephen called about 80 other people, and I'm probably 70 of them probably said, no way, Stephen. And the 10 that did are now on this monument here, believing in this incredible cause. And I've always been an advocate for space. I can't fit in a cockpit, so don't worry, I won't be going up anytime soon. But literally, this is just a very special moment. So on behalf of Kind Music Academy, we found a way to make this happen. It's just so awesome that it's here. So I'm very proud of this young lady who's coming up next, because she happens to be one of my star students, as I say, at the Academy. And yeah, she sings her butt off. You do. And she wrote, actually, this song with me called Meant to Fly in honor of Sally. And we'll be releasing the song middle to the end of this month. And we hope that the Ride family enjoys what we have presented for you. And that's all I want to say is we're just happy to be here, and I hope you really enjoy the song. You ready to sing? You sure? All right, well, get your butt up here. God bless you as well, and God bless America. And I want to present to you Alexis Silva. Go get him, kid.
I can feel the ground around me shaking. The numbers counting 10 to 1. I know there's something out there waiting, somewhere closer to the sun. I feel the world around me falling as I'm reaching for the sky. Distant voices out there calling. I know I'll make it if I try, 'cause I'm meant to fly, to paint in the sky, to catch every star I'm chasing and take them. 'Cause I'm meant to shine, to light up the night, to break every doubt I'm facing in stride. 'Cause I'm meant to fly. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, 'cause I'm meant to fly. I feel myself becoming weightless, floating high above my fears, looking down at all the places that led me back to being here. A waking dream that's never faded, a perfect goal so far away. But now I see it all so clearly, from a million miles a bird. In the cold wind blowing, my heart keeps going, and I won't turn away from the path I've chosen. Right, 'cause I'm meant to fly, to paint in the sky, to catch every star I'm chasing and take them. 'Cause I'm meant to shine, to light up the night, to break every doubt I'm facing and stride. 'Cause I'm meant to fly. We were meant to fly. We can touch the sky, take off together. Maybe we can fly forever. We were meant to fly. We can touch the sky, take off together. Maybe we can fly forever.
Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. I want to thank everyone for coming out here. I hope you have an amazing 4th of July. And I just want to say that this song is so important to me because I'm just so inspired by the amazing, beautiful legacy of Sally Ride. And I want to thank my parents for helping me, and Steve Barber and Damon Elliott and the Kind Music Academy. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Alexis, for such a beautiful song in addition to our program. And of course, thank you to Damon as well. Let's one more round of applause for her. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is actually Alexis's father, and he's also the main underwriter of the statue we're about to unveil. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Izzy Silva.
Well, it's an honor. It's a pleasure to be here, to be with such distinguished guests. I want to commend Joyce and the and the Ride family just on the tremendous achievement that Sally's done throughout these years. I've watched her as a resident in orthopedic surgery. I remember when she took off. I remember exactly where I was, watching the space shuttle, the Challenger take off. I wish I was on that ride. I always wanted to be an astronaut. My first thing in life was when I was a little small kid, I watched the Apollo missions, I watched John Glenn, and I said, I want to be that. I want to be an astronaut. So much so that I went to an aviation high school for 4 years, continued to try to reach my dream. Unfortunately, I had an inner ear problem that once I got twisted around and all this, I said, well, you know what? Maybe I got to find another thing to do. And somebody else much braver and bolder than me can do, which Sally Ride's been amazing. I watched her career flourish and all the things that she stands for. My daughter, remembered in the 3rd grade, she did a science project, and part of that was just on the missions and space shuttles and space. I said, wow, you got the same thing I got, that space bug on here. You may one day go up there in space. And here she is talking and singing a song with that her and Sally Ride and 2 of the young kids, Jared and Tuff, wrote together. And it's just been amazing, a journey for me. She's launching her career now. We're blessed to have her here. I want to again express my happiness to the Ride family. That day that we visited you guys at the nursing home and saw Joyce, and you guys greeted us so nicely. You found out that my daughter was presumed to have this really nasty cancer that only 30 kids in the United States gets a year. Survival rate on the rate that she was at was a stage 4. They said an 8% survival rate at 5 years. So obviously, as a dad, I was very nervous. She ended up writing this song called "The Fight's Not Over Yet." She did that 6 days before her surgery, and she said, "I want to talk about this," and she ended up doing a video. Remember this young lady right here, Grace, carried her down this hill because we couldn't get her down the cliff, and she was so weak because she was going to have surgery 2 days beforehand, and carried her down where she sang her song that you can see the video on YouTube there. But I want to thank Minister Bear on here because that day, I remember the nursing home, everybody grabbed together, held arms and hands, and we prayed for Alexis for a successful outcome. And today I'm very happy, elated to say Alexis is cancer-free. She's going to have an ongoing career. I'm here as a dad, just so happy. I didn't make my career as an astronaut, but I became an orthopedic surgeon. But I still want to see the world. I still want to see the astronaut programs continue. I commend Joyce for such a great daughter that she delivered to this world. Sally Ride's been a hero of mine. I remember the day she took off on both missions and what she stood for. So when Steve Barber came to me and Damon spoke to me about this statue, I said, "You're kidding. A statue of Sally Ride, and I'm going to be involved in it and try and put this thing together. Let's do it." And here we are today. So once again, thank you. And I celebrate America, and I celebrate the Ride family. Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Silva. We are especially fortunate to have with us our next speaker. It's my privilege to invite to the microphone Sally's sister, Karen Bear Ride.
Thank you, everybody. And thanks for organizing us, Steve. I want to tell you that I'm not going to speak as quickly as Steven does, but I really appreciate all the work that he's done. It's with great joy and a profound sense of gratitude that the Ride family joins you in celebrating the unveiling of Sally today. As her younger sister, I've always had a sense that she was 7 feet tall, and now I have proof. But here we are looking down over our old home in the San Fernando Valley, remembering her, celebrating the fact that Sally was a trailblazer and to many a hero. From her earliest years, Sally was not one to hold back or to be told what to do. Indeed, her first word was no. And at the beginning of her toddler years, she was caught on film attempting to escape her crib, probably while listening to Vin Scully calling a game for the Dodgers. Sally would not have been Sally Ride without the unorthodox guidance of our parents. Our father would have felt right at home here in the Reagan Library. The president of the Young Republicans Club at UCLA during his grad student years, our dad remained a good old-fashioned Republican to the end. But this was no easy task. Our mother, a feminist, along with my father, used to joke with each other that they regularly canceled out each other's votes come election time. But ultimately, surrounded by feminists and my mom and Sally and me, my dad saw the light, and he became a feminist himself. He was always, just like you, a staunch supporter of young girls and women becoming and being whomever they choose to be. Sally's favorite phrase, "reach for the stars," could have easily been coined by our father or our mother. When Sally was interviewed for the Astronaut Corps, one of the NASA interviews scribbled on the page, "California girl," when she described her idea of a good time as driving along Mulholland Drive with the windows wide open, with my hair blowing in the wind and the radio turned on full blast. How many of us have done that? Yeah. I think you'll all agree with those of us here sitting in the family section that we're all so proud of our California girl, of her courage, her grit, her brilliance, her curiosity, her humor, and her commitment to see to it that all children, both male and female, have the opportunity to reach for the stars. For Sally's mission was not only to space and back, but also to open young minds and hearts to curiosity and to the dedication to make this planet of ours a better place for all. To care for the earth, to care for all people regardless of our differences, to protect the world of the mind by attending to the truth of science and the importance of equity and diversity, and to remain open-minded and open-hearted in all aspects of our life together. So on behalf of our mother, Joyce, Sally's beloved life partner, Tam O'Shaughnessy, who's not able to make it today, to my spouse, Susan Craig, and my daughter, Kate, and her wife, Whitney. Yes, we have two Whitneys in the family. And Whitney, my son, and his fantastic, brilliant children, Rowan and Piper, my grandchildren. And and to the Reason family, to my Aunt Glennis Reason, who is the sister of my father, the Orthodox one. And to cousins Mike and Bill, and to all of the other Reasons who are here with us, our extended family, and of course to our buddy, the Energizer Bunny, who made this all happen, Stephen Barber. I want to thank you again for being here, for celebrating this honor with us, and then, as Sally would say, and repeat after me, reach for the stars. Let's say it.
Reach for the stars.
Oh, that was not nowhere near. Okay, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Reach for the stars. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Bear. It's really an honor to have you and every member of your family here with us today. So now let's come to a moment we've all been looking forward to, and I'd like to ask all of our program participants to please step forward and to help me unveil our statue of American trailblazer and hero, Sally Ride. So come on up, everybody.
Should I get on the other side?
Yeah, I think you get on the other
I'll
side.
get on the other side.
All right, and then look at the cameras, everybody, and then let's come on in. So let's just count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Pull. Great. All right, everybody. Well, there it is. So we are going to conclude this ceremony with a rendition of God Bless America, sung by Ms. Tamara Henry.
Podium.
So microphone.
Podium.
Somebody ran off with a microphone.
Damon, we got a microphone?
We got it right there. It's coming right over.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her with the light through the night from above. To the mountains, to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you all for being with us here today. We hope that you now continue to partake of our Independence Day facilities. The ceremony is concluded. And once again, happy birthday, America.